So a few weeks ago, I posted a video that I was inspired and led to share with everyone that was regarding this balance that we have to do between what we're called to be at different points in our lives. And I think that a lot of people have felt very constrained, or they feel boxed or even labeled as one thing, and because of that they can't express the other things that they know they are called to be as well, and also in the same time. I don't think that I have the answers to everything for sure, but I definitely have my experiences to share, and that's what I'm going to be doing. If you haven't seen that particular video I'm talking about, that is in the it's in the description. The link to that is in the description, and you can just have it's just a 4-minute video, but this video is really to expand on some of the things, because it was probably my most engaging video on Instagram when I shared it a few weeks ago. People reached out and asked me several other questions, and I do hope that that from this you'll be able to kind of get a bit more clarity regarding maybe what's in the video, or some questions that you might have regarding balancing your different expressions. Stay tuned. So, how did you feel when you watched the video?
I felt inspired. I felt like this is like a template, like a model, that I don't have to be one thing. And when I am not feeling like I should do ministry, I shouldn't feel bad.
Right.
When it's time for business, I go all out. When it's time to go for a philanthropy job, I go all out. So I don't have to box myself. I need to understand seasons.
Right. So, what questions did you have from just seeing that particular part of the video?
My first question to you is, at what point did you understand this? When did you come to this realization?
Right. Well, to be honest, for the benefit of those who are watching us as well, the coming to the realization that I am many things, I won't say it's a new feeling. I think being bold about it is really where I'm like, you know what, I don't care if people label me as confused, because one minute they see me being a philanthropist, or I say I'm doing a women's initiative, next minute I'm in ministry or whatever. I don't have to think about that. So the realization has always been there since I had the leading or the instruction or the nudge to do these other expressions. And I think you feel the same, right? Like, when the feeling comes, when the burden comes, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do something about this. So the question is, do we keep it under wraps? And why, if we do say yes? Why do we feel the need to not let the world see the light that we truly are in all the different areas, whether it's in your career as a 9-to-5, whether it's, as a mother who's staying at home right now watching her kids. You don't want people to know you're staying at home because it has a certain label of, oh, she's not doing anything. Excuse me, raising generations. I have kids of my own, and I know how tough. It's not hard. There's tough and there's hard. It can really be just being a mom to someone else, So there's just this question that I would rather pose, which is, why are you not bold about who you are called to be? Every bit of it, So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. So my next question to you is, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
Oh. So first of all, let's start with this, right? That is a good question. Like, do I ever feel overwhelmed? I used to. I think that's really what I would say. And I use past tense because the reason why we feel overwhelmed is because of capacity, right? When you have not built the capacity to be all these things, you will definitely feel overwhelmed. However, I feel like overwhelmed is a definite buzzword right now for everyone. Any slight addition to your plate, you're like, oh my God, I feel overwhelmed. And there's just this, boo-hoo. And I'm like, listen, wear your big girl pants and let's get this show on the road. You want to be great, you're going to be many things, right, at different times. So for me, what I had to do really quickly is adjust, right? And I call these adjustment periods the possible times that I've had that overwhelming feeling. So it's when I'm like, ooh, okay, I've added something else to my plate. How do I kind of navigate this season? But once I've added it and I've built a system that works, I don't feel the overwhelm anymore. I just feel much more responsible, committed to many other things. And I'll just give you quick three tips to help you get over that overwhelming feeling. Number one is to really compartmentalize your life. One of the things I don't understand that people do is, it's like they forget they're gonna be a wife. They're gonna be someone's daughter. They're gonna be someone's mom. Mommy. They're gonna be up your neck. You are going to want your time. You're gonna wanna be God's daughter. All these responsibilities that you're going to run a company, you're going to attend meetings, you're going to be a pastor, or you're going to be in the choir, or you're going to be a youth leader, or you're going to be listen, your life is in compartments. The problem I see is that people want to intertwine them anyhow and just let time pass, and they beat these things. They go attend meetings on Zoom. Oh yeah, I've got a prayer meeting. They jump on. They don't even go with the mind that they need to into these meetings. They don't even go with the right heart into the meeting. They go with overwhelm most of the time. And if that's you, you really need to step back and say, I need to compartmentalize my life very quickly, right? Put all your responsibilities in a paper. You do that in the beginning. Now it's in a mental state for me. So I had to wake up really early to do this video. Like I've been up since 3 o'clock, right? I needed to be 3 a.m. by the way, right? I needed to be in the right mind to answer the questions that I knew that I was going to be asked, right? I wanted to dress and feel good. I didn't want to hurry, right? I needed to do that, but I also wanted a quiet house. I've got my house, yeah, let's not even talk about what my house is like, right? So you have to be that intentional. So that leads me to the second tip. Number 2 is please stop complaining. If you want to be this very high in demand, amazing leader, thought leader, you want to be an amazing blessing to the world that you are already called to be, you're gonna have to wear your big girl pants and just suck it up. And I mean that to say, I'm not saying don't feel the motions. I'm saying like, just get to a point where you're like, I'm a responsible person. I just have to be responsible. And responsible means taking care of you. Responsible means saying no. I know the amount of things I'm going to say no to for the next 2 weeks because I've been working so hard since November 2021. I need to go on another break. And that could be like a 2-week break, a 1-week break, a 2-day break, whatever is suitable to your current lifestyle, do that. But be responsible for your mental health so that you're resting. Don't allow people to encroach on what you want to keep for yourself. And one of that is time. I noticed that people want to have time for themselves, but they don't want to let people feel bad, so they say yes. You can't afford that. And that is the second thing. The third thing I would say is to really start to look at, as far as I'm concerned, your 80-20, right? Meaning, look, if it's not going to bring you 80% of what you're trying to achieve, forget about it. Just leave it. And that could be as little as happiness. I enjoy being happy. I enjoy a peaceful home, a peaceful marriage. I enjoy happy children. I enjoy cooking for my family. I love it, actually. I enjoy traveling to minister to people, to be a blessing. I enjoy being with God. I enjoy so many nights where I'm alone in my sitting area and I'm just there worshiping. The music is playing, I'm probably writing something, reading something. These are happy moments for me. I have literally done that for myself. You have to do the same. You have to do the same. If you don't, you'll be unhappy. Have you ever seen these, very sort of big names just die of depression? Have you ever asked why? right? Because that state of overwhelm and like just feeling like, oh my God, I'm so responsible for so many things, it can take over. But you've got to carve out your time. And it feels selfish in the beginning. Now, selfish? What's that? I don't understand selfish because I know that no one's going to stand up for me. I've got to stand up for myself, and you've got to stand up for you. So yeah, I feel like those three things, just try them out. So yeah, that's the answer to your question.
Thank you so much. I like how you integrated rest even in the conversation. Thank you. And this will be my last question.
Sure.
Yes. How do you manage people's expectations?
Like you said, it's people's expectations, it's not mine. I don't know, I feel like that is something I probably have to teach another time. And it's only because in our part of the world, people's expectations matter, and I explain why. When we're given a position of responsibility by a higher authority, we tend to want to continuously please them. We want them to be okay with us, happy with us, never angry with us. So then we go over and beyond. We starve ourselves of our happiness. We starve ourselves of what matters to us, what we really, really want to do. Because we're scared that if we show the world what we really, really want to do, we might look a bit irresponsible. And that's where it sucks. It's like, how do I be this person? In fact, some people can't even post certain things because they're afraid that the people in leadership over them might feel a certain expectation of them. And then we begin to lose our identity because of what people think. Now, here's my question. Who are you living for? This is all for an audience of one. Everything you are, everything you are going to be, everything you will build is for an audience of one. Every other person is a channel. Every other person is literally just in your script. But the master script writer is who you're living this out for. And you must never lose focus of that, because it's very, very possible for you to continuously feel like you have a debt to pay people, like you owe them. You don't owe anybody. Come out of that mindset where you constantly are on your tippy toes around people. And being on your tippy toes is like a child trying not to get mommy angry or daddy angry or auntie angry. You can't do that. You will live a miserable life. And you can't afford to be this way. So give people's expectations back to them. Like, yeah, just say, I'm not selling. Here you go. Thank you. But I will balance that out to say the following. You do owe your family. You do owe your mom, your dad. You owe your siblings. You owe your partner, your kids. If you have any, you owe those people. And of course, you owe God. I'm ready to live out God's expectations. I'm also ready to be a good mother, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean I've got to do it the way my kids want. It doesn't even mean you have to do it the way your spouse wants, but you have to consider them in how you live your life. And that is key. That is crucial, all right? So I think knowing who matters in the script of your life is key. Not everyone deserves your life as you've put it on hold. And I want you to live your full life. I want you to live your best life. I want you to enjoy life. Like, wake up and look forward to waking up. Wake up and feel like you're not bogged down by a business idea. Why should an idea box you? Like, I have seen that before, where people's expectations are no longer in people, but in the business expectation. So they go, oh my God, my business has to succeed. And they're constantly on the go. And I'm like, calm down. But because we're seeing it on Instagram, we're seeing it on Twitter, we're seeing like this person got 700 million, Series A funding. You're there with your little, 50K in your bank account, and you're like, oh my God, when am I gonna get here? So you're continuously racing, and the race never stops. And then little by little, you're literally losing yourself, layer by layer. You're losing your identity, what God really wants you to be, which is that above all things, I wish that you may be in perfect health. I wish that you be in good health. I wish that you prosper. What happened to that expectation of you? So I think it's good for you to really rethink and begin to compartmentalize your life. Begin to say, you know what, I'm going to live a happy life. And if that means dropping this for that, if God says that, He's the one I'm living for. And He's the one I want to please all the days of my life. Thank you so much for watching. If you have further questions, just put it in the comments below. I would definitely answer them, I promise. Because I will make time for it. So yeah, thank you so much, and God bless you.